Something remarkable is happening here at the River Soar in the English Midlands. Against all the odds, one of the Premiership's smallest clubs is only a few points away from capturing the title. My club, Leicester City. I'm making the journey back to the Midlands, where my brother lives and where I spent my childhood. I want to find out more about how Leicester City Football Club, a team of unknowns, is brushing aside the mega-rich elite. Fans all over the world have been captivated by the Foxes, but does anyone know what the secret to this extraordinary season is? I met my brother at his local sports club on the outskirts of the city.
So, why is it? Why did it so well? I asked loads of people.
I think it's teamwork, it's consistency of team selection. And I just think they were on a roll, because I went to lots of games last year and they were, even when they were losing, they were playing well. They kept on losing 1-0.
The biggest Leicester fan I know is my nephew Tom, now studying in Newcastle.
That one is, I think that's when he went to one of his first games, because we got his face painted with the Leicester City.
God, he looked so happy, doesn't he? Do you remember which game it was?
No. I know it was 0-0. It
It
was a home game and it was 0-0. I can't remember who they played. But he loved it. He had a hot dog and...
Where's that then?
That is on holiday. That's me and him clowning about. But he's got his full City away kit on there.
When Leicester beat Man City 3-1 away in February, even the biggest doubters started taking them seriously. Leicester, a team costing only 20 million, tore apart the champions who cost 10 times that. No wonder people are getting carried away.
I got warned by a policeman to calm down there. I was like, calm down? What do you mean calm down? Do you know what this actually means to us?
Leicester mania is growing week by week around England, but if the Foxes do win the title, it will mean most to the die-hard fans.
It's the never say die attitude. It's the little club against the big boys, and we are still a little club. Although we are top of the league and we have got a great chance of winning the league, we are still that little club in the Midlands, in the centre of England, you know.
I just think it just gives hope to every club, doesn't it?
We've always been the underdogs, haven't we? So I think it's good that we've kind of proved everyone wrong. It doesn't take millions of pounds worth of players just to prove that we can win the Premier League.
If we win the league this year, it's just... there's still the if, but hopefully, yeah, we're there. We're going to be a global club now.
Listen, we've all been football fans. We've always got something to moan about. Leicester's about the only club in the world where there's nothing to moan about. Everything is going at 100% right now, right this minute. What can we possibly want that's different?
But things weren't always that rosy. Back in 2002, the club went into administration, led by former player Gary Lineker. A consortium of fans and businessmen saved the club from bankruptcy. Leicester had built a new stadium hoping to cash in on a new TV deal, but they were left with huge debts, and the club has been recovering ever since. I met up with Ian Basin, chairman of the Foxes Trust. He was one of the fans belonging to the group that saved the club back in 2002. Leicester's title bid actually began as a fight for sheer survival.
Yeah.
I mean, it is fantastic, and it's doubly so because of helping to save the club. I mean, obviously, if we hadn't done that back in 2002, the club would have folded, been reformed, gone into non-league tier, whatever, and been making its way back up, hopefully. It certainly wouldn't have been where we are now, and certainly the current owners wouldn't have been attracted to buy the club in the first place.
Foreign owners of English clubs are often quite unpopular. Here too, Leicester are the exception. The owners from Thailand have proved a perfect match for the club. This is also providing a great blend of new money and old footballing culture.
I think in comparison to all the clubs, we're really lucky with the owners we've got in terms of how they recognise the heritage of the club, and they're keen for that to be represented, and they like to see former players here, and they will always say, I mean, King Power's branding luckily is blue, and in fact I think that was the key thing for them taking over, was the fact that they wanted a side that played in blue, but they won't change that. They understand, they recognise heritage is important in any football club.
To see just how far Leicester have come, I take a walk and meet Henry Doyle, a local solicitor who initially represented the trust. This is all that's left of Filbert Street, the team's old home ground in the 1970s. Henry told me about the difference between now and then.
I think you're in the terraces. I think if you went into the growth...
We've got a fantastic stadium here, as of many other clubs. So one accepts that there is something to pay for that. And I think actually, looking at my own position, is that as a season ticket holder, I look at the price and I'm not too unhappy. But I do know that if I want to get a ticket for a friend or a member of my family for a one-off, that is very expensive, you know.
It used to be the working man's game, and you would say with all the corporate hospitality element of now in football, particularly at large clubs, that doesn't necessarily seem to be the case. And you know, particularly the ones we particularly worry about, in fact the Trust Movement worries about, is people like 18 to 21-year-olds these days, because they obviously get discounted rates when they're children, suddenly they're then regarded as adults, and the pricing level leaps massively. So you potentially could see those people lose out from being in the ground, and maybe 3 years later, when they've not been able to go, they may never return because they're used to them watching it in the pub.
Match day 35. For the first time, Leicester's coaches acknowledged that the Foxes could take the title. I can't remember a time when I wanted a team to win this much. A victory would be a huge step towards making the fairy tale reality. And there goes my journalistic objectivity. The King Power Stadium witnessed an emphatic 4-0 victory.
Today they came out, they did the usual thing. They came out, no fear. They wanted to win, they needed to win, and we did it. 4-0, fantastic.
What I've just seen, Swansea just fold over, let us win 4-0. Just excited, that's it now, that's done, all over, finished. We've won the league now, that's it, we've won the league.
We're going to win the league!
After their nearest rivals Tottenham drew over the weekend, Leicester only need one more win. Who can doubt it now? This is the year of the Fox.